Good day and welcome to the Sport Wrap Show with Ashwin Mbedi as we unpack the very latest from local and international sport. Without further ado, let's swing into the hit list. Debmarine, Namibia and the Namibia Football Association have agreed on a deal that could kickstart the league on 29 November. This is after a marathon of discussions about the terms and conditions of the sponsorship for the 2024-25 season. Debmarine, Namibia and the Namibia Football Association successfully concluded discussions, after which Debmarine, Namibia agreed to exercise the option to extend the sponsorship agreement for the 2024-25 Football League season. The NFA and Debmarine, Namibia further call upon all stadium owners, including government, municipalities and private entities, to avail and do everything possible by preparing and ensuring the readiness of their stadia where Debmarine, Namibia Premiership matches are to be played. Oshakati Golf Club's Likias Nande was last weekend crowned champion of the Nashua Oranje Open, an impressive win that saw him secure a gross score of 224. Held at Oranje Golf Club, the tournament featured 50 players across 4 divisions, including visitors from as far as Oshakati, Omea Golf Club, Windhoek Golf Club and South Africa's Black Mountain and Springbok Golf Clubs. Nande's victory came after a thrilling final stretch that set him apart in the 54-hole stroke play event, securing him a winning score in the decisive round. Reflecting on his achievement, Nande agreed that the final 9 holes were especially intense. I was 1 shot behind the runner-up with 6 holes to play, but birdieing the 13th and 14th holes turned things around for me. My last 6 holes decided everything, he recalled. Now, boxing fans can mark their calendars for November 22nd as AC Promotions and Knucklehead Boxing are thrilled to announce the much-anticipated return of Namibian powerhouse Sakaria Desert Storm Lucas to the United States. The 40-year-old Lucas will face a much younger, unbeaten American challenger Malik Montgomery, 29, in an intense 10-round super featherweight bout taking place in Atlanta. Montgomery, nicknamed Mayhem, enters the ring with an unblemished 19-0 record, including an impressive 17 knockouts, marking him as one of the prolific rising stars in the division. This battle-hardened fighter is eager to showcase his talent on home turf, and his impressive record speaks to the strength and skill that he will bring to this bout. As the WBO African title holder until 2020, then unbeaten, Lucas was on course for a world title fight until COVID lockdowns and 2 untimely losses on the road took the wind out of his sails. Still, his record of 26 wins, 18 KOs, 2 losses and 1 draw speaks of his quality, while his experiences in fights in Mexico and the USA add to the package he presents. Now, the erratic 3-year era under Alistair Coetzee as head coach and director of rugby officially drew to a close yesterday when the Namibian Rugby Union unveiled highly regarded former national captain, 41-year-old Jacques Burger, as its director of rugby. Crisanda Botha, 36, backline coach of the 2023 Rugby World Cup team and former Test fullback and wing, has been confirmed as the head coach to replace former Springbok coach Coetzee, 61. The task of preparing for the July 2025 Rugby Africa Cup in Uganda's capital, Kampala, looms large for Namibia, with the upcoming tournament serving as the qualifier for the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia. Losing to a highly confident Zimbabwe last July for the first time in 2 decades and surrendering the Rugby Africa Cup crown delivered an untimely blow to the confidence of Namibian rugby fans. The appointment of Burger, Botha, former national try-scoring record holder with 28 and in 50 tests and assistant coaches Rohan Kishoff, 39, former Western Province captain and loose forward, Jaco Engels, 43, former Blue Bulls prop, and David Philander, 37, 11 tries in 30 tests, is expected to inject a new wave of youthful energy, passion and pride in the jersey. Between the 5 of them, all have played in 2 or 3 World Cups. And the Windhoek General Administrators, a subsidiary of Mobile Telecommunications Limited, MTC, under the MTC Maris brand, proudly launched Namibia's biggest prize football tournament this morning. The MTC Maris Cup, with a remarkable 1.5 million Namibian dollar prize pool, this tournament is set to bring the highest stakes in Namibian football history. The MTC Maris Cup will see 16 clubs from the National Debmarine Premier League compete for this record-breaking purse. Here's what MTC's Tim Ekanjo had to say.
So we are joined by Tim Ekanjo. Tim, you held the media in suspense. We didn't know what was going on. The announcement has officially been made.
Yeah.
1.5 million, like you said, I think is the most, has to be the most that has ever been.
It is the most.
It is the most, we all agree.
Yeah.
But just tell us, what was the initiative behind this, and how happy are you about all of this?
Well, we're very excited. Obviously, it's a cup competition like no other. We're very used to, fourth place, third place, second place, third place. With the MTC Maris Cup, we're teaching you how to win, to only think about winning. The world does not remember second best. So yeah, that's what the Maris Cup is all about. Historic prize monies, your preparation fees are taken care of. All you need to do is win. So you have absolutely no complaints as teams. But we're very excited, especially the fact that we're bringing fans back to the stadium. Nobody's going to pay anything to come to the stadium. All you need to do is register with MTC Maris, which is for free as well. So yes, everybody must come have a good time. We're going to be playing this cup 4 consecutive weekends. And yeah, places like Marientau, Shakati, Windhoek. Yeah, so we're very excited. 16 Premier League teams participating in the MTC Maris Cup. It's a knockout competition. The winner takes all. MTC Maris, you move with your money.
The fact that you guys made it winner takes all knockout competition, what type of football do you think we can expect in the tournament?
Play the first game like it's your last game. Remember the teams are going into the league. The league is probably starting end of this month. I think the league prize money is about 800K. So you're going into this cup and you can literally win with 4 or 5 games. What you would have earned twice in about 32 games.
Yes.
So you play your heart out, you make sure that all your fans are there, you make sure your strategy is right, you make sure your fans are there, everybody is there. It's exciting. That's all I can say.
It's groundbreaking. We're all very excited for this. Before I do let you leave, just please touch on the money again, like you said, for each round that the team wins.
So every team gets a participation allowance of 30,000 Namibian dollars. That is to prepare them, like traveling expenses, accommodation, so they get that 30K. So all 16 teams will get 30K. Once you go to the round of 8, you get another 30K. Then you go to the semi-finals, you get another 30K. So you always have money to prepare. You're not taking any money out of your kit. Once you go to the finals, the 2 finalists gets 40K. All the teams also get playing gear, quality playing gear. So the teams are literally not spending anything. The 2 teams going to the finals get 40K each. And then the winner takes 1.5 million.
Sure. At the top of your head, do you know the amount of what the budget is for this tournament?
4 million.
The number we're looking
4 million.
at. Wow.
4 million.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Exciting news there from MTC with the Maris Cup, 1.5 million Namibian dollars, something to sing home about, and we're certainly looking forward to that tournament. You're still with Sport Wrap. We're going to take a quick break and we'll return with your take.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
Today on Your Take, we talk to Cricket Namibia CEO Johan Muller about the Over 50 series and cricket in general. Enjoy the interview with Otis Daniels.
The Namibian cricket scene is abuzz with excitement. We are going to see some excellent cricket action, over 50s cricket action. And to find out more about what's happening, we popped in at the headquarters of Cricket Namibia. Mr. Johan Muller, how did you get involved in cricket?
Yeah, I've always been involved in cricket. It's a sport that I loved from school, and got involved in coaching at university level, and then formed a career from coaching itself. Got into coach education later, and then into studying business and the administration part of sport, and now completely sold on the business concept of sport.
So it runs in your blood?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us, what does hosting the over 50s series means for Namibia?
We always want to host. We want to bring cricket into Namibia. I think it's such a rich culture in Namibia to be involved in sport and sports activities, and there's not enough international content on home soil. So for us to host international cricket is always an advantage, and it's something we've been trying and have been succeeding at with women and our international men, and also some under 19 cricket. So it's great to host on the over 50s instead of under 50s, over 50s cricket for this time.
A couple of legends coming to our soil?
Yes, there's a couple of good names, a couple of big names, people that have stood a test of time in cricket, have walked the ways, and have built credibility. So it's great to have them here. It's also great to work with those people when they're over 50s and hear what cricket has done for them.
Yes. So what would you like to see the Namibian team do against South Africa and Zimbabwe?
The over 50 concept is something we only really actually started up 3 years ago or so.
Yes.
And the first year they participated in the World Cup was a very tough year for them to actually understand that a lot of the other countries play 50 over cricket regularly. They've got quite a large player base, and for them it's still a professional sport almost. It's something that's quite big in your prominent countries. And I must compliment the over 50s team. The last 2 years they've really put a lot of work in. They've grown their player base. They've played actively in our club leagues as a team. They've appointed a coach, and they've got a conditioning coach as well. So now they're not just playing; they're also looking after their fitness and their health. And for us, that's the beauty of it. The fact that you can stay in cricket for all your life. We have 6-year-olds that enter cricket, and we've got over 50s that continue in the sport.
Yes.
And that fits so greatly to our vision of the sport of choice for Namibia. And the concept of cricket is actually for all. So we're very proud to host. How the team will do against the South Africans and the Zimbabweans stand to see, but we have been seeing some good results coming in from them in the last 6 months.
We are heading towards the World Cup. Would you say this is adequate preparation for our team?
Yes, I think if there's countries that you want to play against in preparation, it would be South African teams. Your Zimbabwean teams is also very strong.
Yes.
We hosted them 2 years ago in a tri series, and they had some exceptional cricket players that came through. So I don't think you can prepare better. The fact that they're logistically close and it's one flight does make it easier. But the World Cup is in Sri Lanka, and the conditions is quite different, so you never know what to expect.
Okay, so are you happy with the overall standard of our cricket? What would you like to improve, if there is anything?
Is that over 50s cricket?
In general?
In general.
Yes, sir.
In general, we've seen tremendous growth in our cricket programs. Our Ashburton mini cricket program now has over 150,000 kids in primary school level playing the game. This year we had more than 45,000 playing regular matches. We're in all 14 regions of the country, and we're even in the small communities, which is something that we always wanted to achieve. But while saying that, the integration from softball into hardball has grown tremendously. The number of kids that have started playing hardball cricket, at our various schools tournament, youth tournaments, the festivals we had. We've seen consistent growth in number of teams over the year. The sixes concept we introduced grew massively, more than doubled the amount of teams than 3 years ago. And then obviously we are measured by the performances of our national teams. Our national men's team has performed exceptionally well for 5 years. We had a tough year last year. At the beginning of this year, we had a couple of games that was marginally close, and unfortunately this time around we were on the losing side of it. But we're exceptionally proud of our women's side. Our women's side is now ranked 17th in the world.
Yes.
It looks like they will qualify the 1st of May next year for a new Super League that ICC is introducing, and perhaps even ODI status. So for us, where women's cricket in this country is going is absolutely a beacon. And we also started that Women's Social League, which leads to a lot of ladies who's never played the game just having fun in playing cricket. So overall, we're happy about the growth. We can always do more. We always make mistakes. That's just it. But we try to do and serve all our stakeholders to the best of our ability.
There's another asset coming our way. Could you please give us an update on the stadium, the Namibia National Stadium being developed?
Yeah, the FNB Namibia Cricket Ground is a unique opportunity for Namibia, not cricket. Cricket, yes, but the impact of what 2 World Cup events will have for Namibia in terms of exposure, in terms of people coming into the country. But just putting cricket overall on the map, in the fact that we can host on international standard facilities is something unique. The progress is quite quick at the moment. The main building is obviously quite a big building that will take some time to do, but they're busy already packing the first floor in terms of concrete, and then all the other aspects, or all other buildings in the stadium have now started. The gym foundations is dug out. The indoor center started yesterday, and the other commercial suite is ground level. So there's quite a lot of activity, quite a lot of progress, and by the 1st of April next year, all the buildings besides the main building will be completed.
Wow. So this morning we made a turn there and we observed the national team members having a training camp. Can you tell us more about that?
We compete at international level to the best players in the world. The margins for error is so small when you play at that level, and we need to equip our players with the best possible skill and knowledge. So the camp that they currently got running is a bowling camp facilitated by Vernon Philander, who was obviously a very well-known bowler from South Africa. And it's just great to have that knowledge and expertise available to share that with our players. We do believe in building capacity. We've done that with all our staff, we've done that with all our players, and we consistently have to measure ourselves against the best in the world, not against other sporting codes in Namibia, literally against the best other cricket entities in the world. And that is something that we'll continuously keep on doing. Our men's team with an extended group is going to Karnataka in India next year in February for exactly the same purpose, to get coached by legends, people who've played the game, who coached the game at exceptionally high levels. And we believe that's going to be the edge. That's going to ensure that we win again those 50-50 games, the close matches.
Where luck is needed.
Correct. And it's so close, the countries above us and just below us, that one win out of an entire year makes a massive difference in terms of your rankings. So we believe that these type of camps will be the small margins we're looking for.
We touched on the World Cup, the over 50s coming. You touched on games coming to the FNB Stadium. What does the future hold for cricket Namibia?
Yeah, quite exciting. This has been a big year for us. We've upscaled quite a lot. We've got financial security for the next 3 years. And it's a great opportunity for us now to really just re-establish the foundations we've started 5 years ago. Is to just make sure we keep building our vision, keep serving Namibians, keep creating programs for everyone in Namibia to be part of, for everyone to have a career in cricket. That's a concept we launched at the beginning of this year. But then also to perform internationally, to perform on the global stage, and to bring more and more international high-level matches into the country.
Good stuff. Finally, what would your message be to our fans and the players with regards to the over 50 series?
Yeah, I just hope they last all 4 days. When you're 50 and you play 4 days in a row, that's quite tough, especially 45 over cricket.
Yes.
But I wish them all the best. I really could see the work that they put in. They've trained exceptionally hard. Like I mentioned, they appointed a coach and they really played a lot of cricket. So we've also seen those performances improve. I just hope they enjoy it. I hope they get to the performances that their ambition holds for them in this series. And I want to thank them for putting together a committee that oversees veterans cricket, to commit resources to an event like this and to motivate others to join them. It's just complimentary, and I really just want to acknowledge what they do.
Home ground advantage, the fans.
We hope so. We hope that the crowd comes out and support the boys, and that's something that will keep on growing in the next couple of years. We're hosting Netherlands and Canada and in March next year, and that will be the first time the T20 series takes place on our new international stadium, and we will start with quite a number of fan experiences that will pull and draw spectators to the fields.
Thank you so much and good luck with your endeavors.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yes. We're in the company of peers, so how are you doing?
I'm good, can't complain.
So-
Excited.
Yeah, so where do you come from and what do you do for a profession?
Originally from Zambia, but I've been living in Namibia since 1993, so Namibia is technically home. Yeah, it's my home now. I work in tourism.
You're in tourism. Okay. So tell me, when, where, and why did you start playing cricket?
Sure, when I was crazy about sports as a kid.
Yes.
So I started hitting a cricket ball around when I was about 6, 7 years old. Stopped playing when I was about 19, and then a friend of mine who's also in the over 50s team, Louis, convinced me to come back about 10 years ago.
What kind of player are you?
I'm primarily a batter,
Yes.
batting all-rounder, so I bat and I bowl, but my main role in the team is as a batter.
Who would you say is your toughest opponent to date?
Toughest opener, right, in terms of bowling or
Whatever
toughest?
who gave you a hard time on the pitch?
It's hard to say. Look, I'd say in over 50s cricket, probably the hardest bowler that I've faced was Alan Dawson. He played for the South African team.
And he's still going. Will you be facing him in this
He's
series?
not. He was at the World Cup, and
Yes.
I played against him in the Africa Cup. But I think he might have stepped away because I know he's got a business in Cape Town. He obviously couldn't afford to be away, so he's not around this time. But yeah, expecting more of a spin-heavy attack this time because I think South Africa is preparing for Sri Lanka, and that they're obviously focusing more on having more spinners in the team than pace and seam bowlers. But Alan was definitely the hardest bowler I faced.
Personal highlight in your career?
Wow. Probably being the top scorer for the Namibian team at the World Cup.
In South
Could have,
Africa?
yeah, in South Africa.
Wow,
Yeah.
good stuff. How much runs did you make?
Geez, good question. it wasn't a hell of a lot, but it was sufficient. But yeah, I got. They had sort of 2 player of the match things, so I got 2 player of the matches for those innings as well. It was a tough tour.
Yes. So how would you say did preparations go for this upcoming tournament?
Much better. We're a much stronger team, although I expect the same from Zimbabwe as well. I know they're bringing a very strong team, but the preparation has been much better. I think we have a much clearer idea in terms of roles and responsibilities in the team now, and there's been an influx of younger players into the team, guys who've just newly turned 50. It's a gradual process. We're always chasing the curve in Namibia as opposed to somewhere like South Africa and England. I mean, to give you an idea, Surrey Cricket Club has got more over 50s players in one club than we've got in the whole country.
So tell me, where would you say is our secret weapon? Team Namibia's secret weapon. What would you say is
It's Namibian gears.
Namibian gears?
Yeah, you see the same thing with the national team. They punch way above their weight in terms of what they have, in terms of sort of depth of talent.
Yes.
What they have is what they work with is how they work with it.
Good stuff.
That's probably the biggest.
What would your expectations be from South Africa and Zimbabwe in this tournament?
Look, Zim has brought a very strong team. They one of their batters still plays, as far as we know, he still plays A-grade cricket in Australia. He was the top scorer of the whole World Cup in Cape Town.
Yes.
So Murray Goodwin, he's coming out. They're strong batting depth. They're a strong team, and you know, they also like to punch above their weight. And also, there's a couple of, you know, they've got a couple of fringe players now. It's the guys in their 50s. It's the flower generation. Everybody remembers the dream team that Zim had. Those guys, a lot of those guys are now in their 50s. John Rennie, he's still playing. South Africa, I expect both the South African team and the SAA team to be very, very strong.
Zim in South Africa has got something going on.
Yeah, there's a bit of a beef there. I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
And I think you guys will come and disrupt that whole party.
I think so. I don't think. The thing is, based on our past performances, I think they're probably going to take us a little bit more lightly than they should. And I think we can spring some surprises on them. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, one of the South African players, he played IPL, one of the earliest generations IPL, Tyrone Henderson. So, you know, he's in the team. So they're definitely.
To battle him.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. So.
Thank you for staying with Sport Wrap throughout the broadcast. We've got another show for you tomorrow, not to be missed. From me, Ashwin Bedi, and the Sport Wrap team, stay active. Get your news from us.